Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself and your martial arts background.
Okay. My name is Ray Parra. I run the Parra Academy of Martial Arts. It's a family-run business, and I run it with my son and several of my instructors. And my background is in college. I hooked up with the Wing Chun group, which is the International Chinese Association. I really liked that. And at the same time, I was looking for any other martial arts, so I decided to find a guy on campus, and he was teaching Kempo. Lifetime instructor, Lynn Nichols, who taught out of the YMCA. And he was my instructor up to my 5th degree black belt, and unfortunately he passed away, but he was like a father figure to me and taught me a lot. But in his school, I also met one of my other instructors by the name of Greg Allen. And Greg Allen was a phenomenal martial artist, kickboxer. Whatever he did, he was expertise at it. Budokan was the style that I studied under Lynn Nichols, which was a combination of Taekwondo and Shotokan. But Greg also got me involved, which he was training also in Bushido combat under a fellow by the name of Professor Tai Hayashi. And back in the days, it was unheard of to see kickboxing with judo. I participated in a lot of the combat judo and kickboxing tournaments. Really learned a lot. It opened my eyes up, and that was way before MMA ever started. Well, before 1982, Greg also introduced me to Ted Lukai, who was a Filipino instructor, and I got exposed to that. But in 1982 was a significant time in that I was exposed to Lukai, and I got accepted into his apprentice instructor program. And same year, Leo Gahe came down to El Paso, and I got exposed to the Filipino martial arts through him, which really opened up my eyes and changed my thoughts on how I wanted to progress in the martial arts. Well, like I said, 1982 was a banner year because of that year I also went to Big Springs where Leo Gahe was stationed, and I became an apprentice instructor under Leo Gahe. That year, I also met Dan Inosanto and Eddie Jeffrey. Dan Inosanto was, of course, Bruce Lee's training partner and taught for Bruce Lee. And Eddie Jeffrey was a significant silat instructor from Indonesia. So eventually I became, and which I wanted to do, became a full instructor under Leo Gahe in Pakiti Tertia system. I became a full instructor under Dan Inosanto in JKD and Kali, Filipino martial arts. And I became a full instructor under Larry Hartzell in JKD grappling. Now, at that time, Dan Inosanto required that his instructors also become instructors in Thai boxing because he felt like JKD was fine, but Thai boxing had one step above them as far as the kicking and elbows and other things of that nature. So I became an instructor under Chai Sarasute in the U.S. Thai Boxing Association, and I continue to be a Thai boxing instructor under him. In the late 80s, I was exposed to Mark McFan, who was a grappling instructor, and I became a full instructor under Mark McFan in unified martial arts. And I continued with Mark McFan and eventually hooked up with King Webb, who was a well-respected BJJ instructor here. And he has a reputation himself for being a great instructor. And I was able to get my blue belt under King Webb. Other certificates that I have are under Salem Osley in Savat French kickboxing. I became a student under him, and I got certified in that Savat system. I also trained under Paul Dutoir in the Silat system. I trained under Edgar Salute, and Edgar Salute was a Filipino martial artist and well known for the Lameco system. Trained under Herman Sawanda, who was another Silat instructor, and Eddie Joffreys, who was another Silat instructor. These are just some of the people that I've trained under. I don't want to leave everybody out, so I have to think about it. There's quite a few. I had the fortunate occasion to train under Remy Presas. He'd come to Austin and did a seminar, and I was able to have him stay at my house while he was here. And so I really learned a lot from him, and I really respected him. And of course, he's gone on to, he's a great master, was a great master himself. Trained under Aban Bayet in the Gari Mount system. I've trained under Tim Tackett in the JKD, Joseph Cowles in the JKD, trained under Jean-Jacques Machado. Inosanto also wanted his instructors to train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and after the instructor camp, or prior to the instructor camp starting, we trained under Jean-Jacques Machado and roll with him for a number of hours. Those are my primary instructors and primary experience from other systems. It's a lot, but it's a lot to try to remember.
No, it's amazing to have that kind of collective experience.